And I just think, we were the first all-women's triathlon in the country, and we're the oldest, so I'm really proud of that. And it unfolds like a ballet,
It's life-changing for a lot of women, and it's really fun for people to be able to kind of look forward to, and I really appreciate all of us being able to work together to make this successful.
Living in Alaska isn't an easy place. So you have to get out and enjoy what we have. And we have to have events to be able to do that.
When I think back on the beginnings of all this, I was at a track meet at Sand Lake School, and Jennifer was in the 3rd grade, and she ran track and she lapped people, So I said, wow, I think I'm gonna have to do something about this. And so when Judy and Diane came up with this idea of a triathlon, most of us had never heard of a triathlon, but Judy thought we might just do it right out here in the backyard.
Mary Ann graciously offered her home, and we brought the kids over, and they loved being in the water. And they all knew how to ride a bike, and they all were running, and away they went.
Yeah, it was, the water was cold. Put a boat out there in the water and told the girls what they had to do. And of course, they were all for it. Our girls were 10. And that was the beginning.
The sense of community is pretty unbelievable. It was, obviously we talked that the race was started as just something fun for the young girls to do, but it has the level of support that we've had over the years. It's unmatched.
It's kind of funny because it's a race I've never done, right? So, but I look at the impact that it's had on my life personally and how much satisfaction I've gotten out of it.
To have an event last for 40 years and still be really exciting for the community and the participants is quite amazing.
So when I look out at the next 40 years, maybe, it comes to a point where I'm no longer involved in it, but, you look at it and you can't help but sort of feel hopeful. So long as the Gold Nugget continues to take place every year, it's a positive force for Anchorage.
I was blown away at just the excitement that you can feel in the air and just how supportive and kind everyone was. I'm not a runner, it's not my strength, but I felt like I could run it. I felt like I could do it, and I had people encouraging me who were passing me and turning over their shoulders to say, keep going, you're doing a good job. And I just felt really supported. I felt like I had found a community of people.
My name is Fallon. Do you want me to look at you? Okay. With it being the 40th anniversary, I thought, what a perfect year to participate.
I need to go potty.
I just asked you if you had to go to the bathroom before we started this. I love that about this whole community. There's women that are seniors doing it, there's new mothers, there's some serious athletes that are going to win it, and that's definitely not why I'm doing it. I just wanted to say I have completed the Gold Nugget Triathlon.
Judy Sedgwick decided that we had to have a triathlon for everyone, and everyone had so much fun. It's just something that has been a huge part of my life for 40 years. I think the best thing about the Gold Nugget is that it gets everybody out, and just seeing the different shapes and sizes and ages of the women is really inspiring to watch.
We were doing bib pickup at Skinny Raven, and they were all set up. The energy was palpable. Ladies were getting their bibs and they were asking questions. I just love that energy, especially for like the first time triathletes who are kind of nervous. It's just really exciting to see that infusion of energy into the sport every year.
This is going really well.
My mom and I started doing it, and I think we even won mother-daughter back in the 90s, which is, the 20th century. And so now that my daughter started doing it when she turned 10 years old, this is our first opportunity to do a tri-gen.
We decided we'd do all three together, and that is super exciting for me.
We're revisiting memories of the Gold Nugget and how it started, and how a race with a bunch of little girls, 20, turned into a race of about 1,500, and 40 years has passed. Marianne Whelan and I were both stewardesses for Alaska Airlines before we were married and had our little girls. So our friendships go back a long time. There was a boys' club and a girls' club, but the activities weren't equal. And Diane was a gymnastics coach, and she had a little girl who was active just like all little kids are. And Marianne had Jennifer, who's possibly the sweetest person we ever met. Diane and I were in Hawaii for a half Ironman, and we were watching them. I said, our girls could do this. Something to prove to them that they're stronger and more capable than they ever dreamed of being.
Jennifer's on the board now, and every year she tells of these big obstacles that come up, but somehow they solve them and get going. The road work, bears, there's all sorts of things that come up that make a problem.
When they did the overpass, and we had to have the finish at Penna Park, that was a real challenge. Well, whatever year that was, I remember sitting with the board and saying, we've had a good run, the triathlon. Maybe it's time to say goodbye to the Gold Nugget and maybe start another race somewhere else. But those board girls said, no way, this is a community event, and we'll find a way to get to the finish line. And they did.
These are my mom's glasses, and she passed away in January this year. She passed away on January 29th. I never came out and said I wanted to win the Gold Nugget until I got kind of close to it a couple times, and then I thought, well, what would it take to do that? You can only sacrifice as much as you can with work-life balance, and then you show up, and sometimes it's your day. When my mom passed, I wasn't training, and I kind of fell off. If it weren't for my community family, I don't know. I think I'd be a little bit lost with triathlon. So I'm really thankful that my community family is also triathlon.
So there is so much to celebrate this year, our 40th anniversary, and it couldn't have happened without our founders. It can't happen without our board and our volunteer race committee and all of the racers. But most importantly, if we did not have the support of our unwavering sponsors, this race would never happen.
I think it's the visibility of the event, how it's grown, and the scope of it, and the fact that we can make such an impact with doing what we do every day.
I think that if you are a good neighbor, you get good neighbors. And I think that's one of the things this race has been doing really well.
It brings me so much joy to organize and run the part that we do, and I feel like doing that for 1,500 to 1,600 women. Here on the 40th anniversary of the Gold Nugget Triathlon, I want to say to all of you women involved and everyone who puts on the event, you are an inspiration.
Maybe it was last year or the year before, I came out of the swim, I was all excited. I could not find my bike no matter what. I went up and down the aisles like going, where did I put my bike? And I'm supposed to know where my bike is, so.
Sheila has done so much, and we are here to honor her and everything that she has done for the GNT community.
1, 2, 3, Sheila!
Good stuff, thank you.
to have done this with my friends all these years and my daughter and my granddaughter is what makes me tick.